It's 4:01, so I will call to order the February meeting of the Bloomington Board of Park Commissioners. And Kim, could you start us with the roll call, please?
Kathleen Mills.
Here.
Ellen Rodkey. Here. Israel Herrera. Jim Whitlatch.
Here.
Okay, we do have all four of our members, although Jim needs to leave a little early in the meeting, but we'll still have a quorum, so we should be fine with that. And first up, we always have the consent calendar, which is a lot of recurring partnership agreements that we have, our smaller contracts, credit card refunds, occasional surplus, and that sort of thing. So do we have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, and all those in favor, the roll call vote, please?
Kathleen Mills.
Aye.
Ellen Rodkey.
Aye.
Israel Herrera. Jim Whitlatch.
Aye.
Okay, that motion is carried. And then in section B, we have our public hearings and appearances. And first up, we have Emily Book to present the Bravo Award.
Good afternoon, everyone. Emily Boot, Community Relations Coordinator, and staff would like to recognize Dave and Sherry Everton with the February Bravo Award. So I'd like to share the following from Bill Ream, who has worked with Dave and Sherry at various community events for the past several years. So from Bill, a few years ago, the community event staff took over coordinating a couple of events at the Frank Southern Ice Arena, including the Skate with Santa event. When we first started planning our first Skate with Santa event, I was a little nervous because while I look a little like Santa, I definitely can't ice skate. I wasn't sure how we would recruit someone that could both be Santa and ice skate at the same time. After meeting with the Ice Arena staff, my fears were resolved because there was already a Santa and Mrs. Claus who had volunteered for the event. Those volunteers were Dave and Sherry, who have done an amazing job at this event for several years. Dave skates with the kids at the event and interacts with them in the lobby and is always available for photos. While Sherry doesn't skate, she is equally important as she interacts with almost everyone that comes to the event and of course hands out cookies as Mrs. Claus. 2 years ago, when the holiday market needed someone to be Santa, Dave and Sherry were the first people we thought to ask. They of course agreed to help with the event and have continued their amazing work ever since. Last year, they also offered to be Santa and Mrs. Claus at a third event for the department, so of course we were excited to have them. The Sensory Santa event was a much more low-key, but equally important event since it provided children with special needs and sensory differences with the opportunity to meet Santa in a quiet and safe environment without all the distractions of a traditional mall visit. As always, Dave and Sherry did an amazing job at this event. We want to thank and recognize them for all of their hard work at our community events and for the literally thousands of kids and families they have interacted with over the years as Santa and Mrs. Claus.
Ho, 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 Merry February.
I'm Bill Ream, Community Events Coordinator. I just wanted to take a second to officially thank Dave and Sherry. They've been awesome, and I don't have to, it's one of those things as an event coordinator, when you don't have a Santa Claus, you're like, now what do we do? No, we don't have to worry about it, and and people can quit asking me to do it since I kind of grew the beard out. So thanks again, you guys. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was a blast. We love it.
So much.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for all that Parks and Rec does. Been involved in various things through the years, and it's been awesome. So thank you for everything and completely expanding everything. So you guys are amazing.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. Thank you. I never thought about it before, but it makes sense that Santa should skate, right? Yes, North Pole and all that. That makes sense, yeah.
You might not realize, but we are busy this time of year too, so we don't have time to stick around.
Okay. Right. Okay, and then we have some staff introductions today. So first up is Caleb Poorer.
How's it going? It's nice to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. And since everybody's here, I want to say thank you to everybody for giving me such a warm welcome here. I started my 4th week today as the digital content coordinator for Parks and Rec, and I'm Bloomington born and raised, so I'd already worked with Parks as a lifeguard few years ago and recently in 2019 or 2020, 2021. And so it feels good to be back. Yeah, thank you.
Great, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Welcome.
thank you. All right, and then Chloe Meredith?
Hi,
Hi.
my name is Chloe Meredith. I'm a fourth-year student at Indiana University, pursuing a degree in arts, recreation, and the outdoors through the School of Public Health. In my degree program, I have enjoyed courses that went into the field for an immersive learning, including natural history and field ecology, introduction to interpretation, and introduction to outdoor leadership. I have previous work experience in the outdoor industry, including trail maintenance, interpretation, and invasive species management. I'm passionate about accessibility in the outdoors, as I believe nature to be a vital component to life. With my degree and work experience, I hope to make a positive impact on people's relationship and knowledge of nature. I'm enjoying my role as a natural resource intern for the Parks and Recreation Department, and I'm eager to continue promoting and assisting at community events, developing educational opportunities, researching an accessible all-terrain wheelchair for our Nature Day programs, and designing a future interpretive sign for Griffey Lake Nature Preserve. In my free time, I enjoy hiking, being with loved ones, and learning more about the world around me. Thank you.
Welcome, Chloe. Okay, and next up is Claudia Westhofer.
Hi, I'm Claudia Westhafer. I'm a senior at IU. I'm studying public relations. And I just started this semester as an intern with the community relations team. Before that, I worked with the farmers market as a farmers market leader for 2 summers. So I'm excited to be back.
Welcome. Nice to have you, Claudia. And finally, Peyton Polston.
Hi, my name's Peyton Polston. It's so nice to meet everyone. I am a senior here at Indiana University, and I'm in the School of Public Health studying community health. I started this semester as a health and wellness intern with Park and Recreation, and I've been working a lot with community events and promoting them on social media. And I just want to say that I'm really looking forward to continuing working with everyone because everyone's been so welcoming and it's just a great environment to be in. So, yeah, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, welcome, Peyton. Okay, and then we'll move to our Section C, other business. It's a busy time of the year, so we have first up a contract with Green Dragon for 2024 primary site mowing, and Joanna Sparks will tell us about that.
Good afternoon, Joanna Sparks, Urban Green Space Manager, here today to recommend approval of a contract with Green Dragon Lawn Care for contractual mowing and trimming services at 20 parks locations, primary locations throughout the city for the mowing period for 2024. That will be in an amount not to exceed $108,405. And I could go on and talk more about mowing, but basically we can transition to contractual mowing in the mid 2010s. I think we did a little bit in 2012, and then in 2015 we had 36 locations that we, actually 37, City Hall too. We no longer are responsible for City Hall. But it's been very successful. We transitioned for a lot of reasons, which most of you are aware of. It's very costly to maintain equipment, and it's incredibly challenging to find staff. So yeah, that's the summation, but yeah.
Okay. All right, any questions for Joanna about these mowing contracts? No. Okay.
I'll move to approve a contract with Green Dragon for 2024.
Second.
Okay, and a roll call vote of all those in favor?
Kathleen Mills.
Aye.
Ellen Rodkey.
Aye.
Israel Herrera. Jim Whitlatch.
Aye.
Okay, motion is carried. Joanna will stay with us to tell us about 2 other items. Next up is the contract with 4U Lawn and Landscaping for alternate site mowing.
Yes, for 16 alternate locations. They're public works properties that the Parks Department is responsible for managing. And this is for the 2024 mowing cycle, and it will be in an amount not to exceed $23,085. And I can talk to you about the properties, but they're mostly all little bits and pieces downtown parking lots. You know, it takes more time to get there and get unloaded than it does to actually do the work. So,
Okay. Any questions about C2? No? Okay.
I'll move to approve the contract with 4U Lawn and Landscaping.
Second.
Okay, and a roll call vote of all those in favor?
Kathleen Mills.
Aye.
Ellen Rodkey.
Aye.
Israel Herrera.
Aye.
Jim Whitlatch.
Aye.
Okay, motion is carried. And finally, Joanna will tell us about the contract with Ecologic for Rogers Family Park Prairie Management.
Yes, this one is much more inspirational and fun. Yeah, this is a continuation of prairie management activities in the Rogers Family Park, just south of the barn. There is there's a 5-acre, pretty established section of prairie to the north of the barn, but as part of the construction process, we doubled that acreage, expanded it to the south, and this will be year 3, so it's still looking a bit shaggy. We're fighting lots of annual and biennial weeds, and anyway, making progress, but we'd like to contract with Ecologic again this year in an amount not to exceed $6,091.26 to continue managing invasives and, working to get that prairie established.
Okay. Any questions about this contract?
All right, I'll move to approve with the contract with Ecologic for Rogers Family Park Prairie Management.
Second.
Okay, and a roll call vote of all those in favor?
Kathleen Mills.
Aye.
Ellen Rodkey.
Aye.
Israel Herrera. Jim Whitlatch.
Aye.
Okay, thanks, Joanna.
Thank you.
And next in C4, Sean Marler will tell us about the contract with Centerstone for 2024 services.
Good afternoon. Sean Marler, Recreation Facilities General Manager. Staff would like to recommend for approval the partnership agreement with Centerstone for contractual services to provide employees to serve on the park maintenance crew and the Switchyard Park restroom monitors crew for an amount not to exceed $120,000. You can see the breakdown. Park maintenance crew, that exceed amount is $40,000. For Switchyard Park restroom monitors, that amount is $80,000. This is a relationship that started in 2017. It's been very successful for both Parks and Centerstone. This is the one change this year, is that in the past there have been 4 areas that actually use Centerstone in this capacity. This year it's only the maintenance crew and the restroom monitors. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay. And was there a specific reason for that change? Or?
It's just a change in the structure of things in the season. It's not, it may come back in the future.
Okay.
So.
All right. Any other questions for Sean about Centerstone, which has been successful partnership over
Yes.
these few years? Yeah. All right.
All right, I'll move to approve the contract with Centerstone for 2024.
Second.
Okay, and a roll call vote of all those in favor?
Kathleen Mills.
Aye.
Ellen Rodkey.
Aye.
Israel Herrera. Jim Whitlatch.
Aye.
Okay. All right, motion carried. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
And next in C5 is the service agreement with the Stables Events for portable toilet servicing. Mark Merritts.
I
You're
am
not
going to
Mark.
cover this one for Mark because he was
Okay.
unable to make it. Tim Street, Parks and Rec Director. Staff recommends approval of the 2024 service agreement with the Stables Events in an amount not to exceed $12,000. This is for the portalet servicing at all of our various locations, 11 throughout the year and 1 seasonally winter at RCA for pickleball that are serviced. This one just wasn't able to get done at the same time we did some of our other service agreements.
Okay. Any questions for Tim about this one? Nope. Okay.
I'll move to approve the contract with Stables Events for 2024 service.
Second.
Okay, and a roll call vote of all those in favor?
Kathleen Mills.
Aye.
Ellen Rodkey.
Aye.
Israel Herrera. Jim Whitlatch.
Aye.
Okay, motion unanimously carried. And then we will move on to, Haskell has a lot of tree things to present.
Tree things.
So first, the service agreement with Bluestone for hazardous tree removal.
Good afternoon, Park Board. Pascal Smith, Urban Forester. I'm here to recommend the approval of a service agreement with Bluestone Tree for the removal of hazard trees, pruning or hazard reduction pruning, an amount not to exceed $25,000. In 2023, there were several hazard trees along property lines, right-of-way, and areas that beyond the scope of what urban forestry staff can safely and expeditiously mitigate. Having the service agreement allows for time-sensitive hazard trees and limbs to be removed before causing any undue harm or property damage.
Okay. So the service agreement allows for, we can just call Bluestone when we have something hazardous and get it taken care of as soon as possible. Okay. All right. Any questions for Haskell? Okay. Roll. Oh, sorry, I didn't allow for.
Jim looked like he had a question.
No, I was thinking, but go ahead. I'll ask it on the next one.
Okay.
All right. I'll move to approve the contract with Bluestone Tree for hazard tree removals.
Second?
Okay, and a roll call vote of those in favor?
Kathleen Mills.
Aye.
Ellen Rodkey.
Aye.
Israel Herrera. Jim Whitlatch.
Aye.
Okay. And yes, if you have questions about hazard tree removal, there is another contract in C7 with J.R. Ellington.
Very similar agreement, another service agreement here for a not to exceed $25,000 with J.R. Ellington Tree Expert Company. Again, pretty much a copy paste of the last one, and this just allows me to bid competitively an emergency situation.
That was my question. What was it? Why have two of them and so
Yeah.
forth? But that makes total sense.
Or if
So
someone's not available.
Yep,
Yeah,
or someone
in a storm
needs to fill in,
situation
yep.
or something. Yeah.
that's all I had, so no other questions.
Okay.
Do you know how close we got to exceeding or like spending all of what we approved last year?
I spent down to, I think, like $1,000 off of the Bluestone, and then maybe $2 off of the J.R. Ellington.
was
And this was
25
after,
last year.
it was 18, and then I did the
Oh,
amendment.
yeah, and then you re-up. Yeah, just, I
So it
thought
was
maybe
right at 25.
we re-upped it at some point, so, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I'll move to approve this service agreement with J.R. Ellington.
Second?
Okay, and a roll call vote of all those in favor?
Kathleen Mills.
Aye.
Ellen Rodkey.
Aye.
Israel Herrera. Jim Whitlatch.
Aye.
Okay. All right, motion's carried. And then Haskell will also tell us about an appointment to the Tree Commission of George, is it Hedgeman?
George
Yeah.
Hageman, recommend the approval, reappointment of George Hageman to the Tree Commission seat selected by yourself. George has been an invaluable member of the Tree Commission in my time as the urban forester with his assistance in grant writing, the narratives, review of the tree care manual, and the update of the Title 20. Excuse me. But he's been around for a long time, since 1972. He's been involved with boards and commissions in both city and county for more than 20 years.
Okay, yeah, he has a ton of experience here, and it sounds like we're very fortunate to have
Yes.
his expertise. Okay,
Yeah, I will move for approval of his reappointment of George Hageman to the Tree Commission.
Second?
okay. And a roll call vote of all those in favor?
Kathleen Mills.
Aye.
Ellen Rodkey.
Aye.
Israel Herrera.
Aye.
Jim Whitlatch.
Aye.
Okay. That motion is carried. And then finally for Haskell, C9 is the partnership agreement with Canopy Bloomington for 2024 tree tenders.
Yes, the staff recommends approval of partnership between Canopy Bloomington and the City of Bloomington to continue urban forestry programming such as the youth tree tenders. The funding source will come from ESD and an amount not to exceed $20,000. This partnership continues to bridge urban forestry management that occurs on public city-owned lands to private homeowners and business owners, as well as schools, churches, schools and churches. We're hoping to expand this project. We did some tweaking of the language to include all ages. So not just youth tree tenders, but as well as college and adult-aged volunteers as well, and be able to pay them to work on trees.
Yeah, sounds great. Okay.
When you had 3 people last year, did you want to actually have more, or is there room for more?
The
or-
idea was to grow the youth tree tender program. Unfortunately, Canopy Bloomington had some turnover real early in the year last year, and so they didn't quite get the right people in the right place until it was almost time to go. So they're currently involved in recruitment now. I'm not sure how much they've accomplished just yet, but they've sent me over some plans that they're working with.
Awesome.
Okay. All right, I think we're ready for a motion. then.
Okay. I'll move to approve the partnership with Canopy Bloomington for 2024 tree tenders.
Second?
Okay, and a roll call vote of all those in favor?
Kathleen Mills.
Aye.
Ellen Rodkey.
Aye.
Israel Herrera.
Aye.
Jim Whitlatch.
Aye.
Okay, motion's carried. Thanks, Haskell.
It's gonna be
And then in C10, Rebecca Swift will tell us about the partnership agreement with Paso a Paso for a Haripeo event?
Practice two. Harapeo.
Yes. Oh, that's good.
Rebecca Swift, I'm the Natural Resources Coordinator. I am here today to recommend approval of the partnership agreement with Paso a Paso for the Jalapeno event at Switchyard Park on March 23rd. This is the first time for this partnership agreement, but we do hope it turns into an annual celebration. We're working with Paso a Paso and hope for them to supply planning, staffing, and providing live performances at the event. They will be doing some live dance demonstrations. We're hoping to have some live band performances, and there will be food trucks. And it is an open community event. All are welcome to come learn about this event and learn about the Latino culture and create an opportunity for those communities from the university as well as our community members to come together. There's no monetary exchange in this partnership agreement, but I just wanted to clarify that the event is from 5 to 10 p.m. The outdoor event portion will be from 5 to 8 p.m., and then the inside fun will go in the pavilion for a dance hall from 5 to 10 p.m. I'm sorry, 8 to 10 p.m.
Okay.
Any
All right.
questions? I'm happy to answer.
Sounds great.
So, yeah, thank you. This is a great event, and I know Paso a Paso. So there will be more live events besides. So do you?
Yeah, we're actually hoping to invite Paso a Paso to perform at our international festival that will be happening April 28th, but we do hope that this Harapeo event will become an annual celebration at our park.
And this will be just like once a year in Switchyard Park, or is there any expectation to expand this to other?
I would love to expand the partnership, but right now we're looking to host the one event and then hopefully make it even bigger next year by maybe adding a mechanical bowl. We just couldn't get all those questions answered at the time, but I'm happy with what we've been able to pull together to get this event before the end of the school year. I know our director's like, what? We'll get all the questions answered by then.
And in that part about responsibility for the recruitment, you mean they will be the ones?
They're helping coordinate some of the vendors that are going to be on site. A lot of it is other IU clubs as well as departments within City Hall. So they're working with our hand department, and we're also going to have a roving naturalist booth handing out some translated brochures for common plants and animals found, specifically Griffey Lake, because we're looking at it. But there's going to be different vendors present at the event as well, and so they're helping with the recruitment of those vendors.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah.
I will move to approve the partnership agreement with Paso a Paso.
Okay.
Second?
And a roll call vote of all those in favor?
Kathleen Mills.
Aye.
Ellen Rodkey.
Aye.
Israel Herrera.
Double aye.
Jim Whitlatch.
I don't need to
CC.
vote if we get a double aye.
Aye. Okay, motion's carried. Thank you. All right, and then next up is the partnership agreement with Lake Monroe Sailing Association. Sean's taking this one? Yes.
Amy Schrake couldn't be here today, so I'm covering for her on this. Staff would like to recommend for approval the partnership agreement with the Lake Monroe Sailing Association. This program provides instruction for both youth and adults, instruction and equipment out at Lake Monroe. The contract amount is for $70,000. This program has been in place since 1996, and last year it served 279 youth and 38 adult participants. I'm happy to answer any other questions. I'll do my best.
Well, I've heard really good things about this over the years.
It's been a very popular thing, and its enrollment has been very steady. There are some there's like the amount we're getting is going up like $5 this year, but other than that, it's a very stable relationship.
Okay. All
I
right.
have a friend whose son like would go to sailing camp every week of the summer over any other camp in Bloomington.
Wow.
So I will move to approve the partnership agreement with Lake Monroe Sailing Association.
Second?
Okay, and a roll call vote of all those in favor?
Kathleen Mills.
Aye.
Ellen Rodkey.
Aye.
Israel Herrera.
Aye.
Jim Whitlatch.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. Thanks, Sean.
Yeah, if we had had additional questions, we could have asked the 8-year-old.
Oh, yes.
Goes to camp.
Right. And then in C12, we have a concession partnership agreement for Twin Lakes Sports Park. Scott Peterson.
Yes, Scott Peterson, Youth Sports Coordinator. Staff is recommending approval of this agreement. Alicia Graves wishes to operate the Twin Lakes Sports Park concession building owned by the City of Bloomington Parks and Rec Department. She's worked in concessions for many years at Winslow and wishes to operate at Twin Lakes Sports Park.
Okay. Any questions for Scott about this one?
Is that a new partner for us operating in our concession?
It is. BGLBA is a partner as well, but they do it at Winslow.
Okay.
But we're just going to have Alicia do it at Twin Lakes.
Okay.
And there were previously concessions at Twin Lakes, though, right?
There was, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Any other questions for Scott?
All right, I'll move to approve the agreement for concessions, or I guess a partnership agreement for Twin Lakes Sports Park.
Second?
And a roll call vote of all those in favor?
Kathleen Mills.
Aye.
Ellen Rodkey.
Aye.
Israel Herrera.
Aye.
Jim Whitlatch.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. Thank you. Thank you, Scott. And then Becky Higgins will tell us about the partnership agreement with Area 10 on Aging.
Good afternoon. Staff recommends approval of the partnership grant agreement with Area 10 on Aging. Funding source is through the Parks General Administration Fund and is in the amount of $20,000. Due to the popularity, community support, and senior participation, the department would like to continue support of Area 10 Enright East Active Living Community Center in 2024 through a $20,000 grant. The funding for operations will be provided through Parks Administration budget, and I have included a table that shows the usage in 2023. This is a continuation of a grant program that we have done with them over the past 4 or 5 years. They maintain a facility in the mall that has proven to be very popular. They have a mix of hybrid and on-site programs and have added a cafe meal service in 2023, which provided over 1,000 nutritious hot meals to those over 60 years of age. And this year, they're beginning a fresh salad bar. So they keep improving and they keep increasing, and our help with this has been instrumental to them continuing.
Yeah, great. It's pretty steady numbers on here. Yeah.
It's good, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Any questions for Becky?
I'll move to approve the partnership agreement with Area 10 on Aging.
Second?
All right, and a roll call vote of all those in favor?
Kathleen Mills.
Aye.
Ellen Rodkey.
Aye.
Israel Herrera. Jim Whitlatch.
Aye.
Okay, thanks, Becky. Motion carried. And then Kim will tell us about the pool fee waiver application process for 2024.
Good afternoon. Kim Clapp, Office Manager. Staff recommends review and approval and updates to the pool fee waiver process to provide the ability to submit an online application. Just a little bit of history to that. The pool fee waiver program offers unlimited entrance to Bryan and Mills Pool for individuals who meet financial and residential eligibility requirements. The process requires individuals to make a trip into the office, complete an application, provide qualifying documentation, pay an administrative fee, and complete an affidavit. The process can require multiple trips into the office and take up to 2 weeks to process. In 2023, the staff evaluated the pool fee waiver process with an end goal to provide a more equitable and accessible process to applicants.
Staff surveyed 12 similar-sized Indiana Parks and Rec departments and reviewed other in-house application process. After much consideration, it was determined the best path was to mirror the pool fee waiver application process to that of the Bloomington Parks Foundation scholarship process. In 2022, the Bloomington IT department invited Parks to convert the Bloomington Parks Foundation scholarship application to an online form through CiviForm. The online form went live in December of 2022. Since that time, 63% of the foundation scholarships have been submitted online. The application removes the need to make multiple trips into the office, is more efficient for applicants and staff, and the process time has dropped from 2 weeks to just a few days. Staff recommends making the following changes to the pool fee waiver process: dropping the application fee, removing the need for an affidavit, use same financial requirements as the Park Foundation scholarship, and provide an online application option through CiviForm. Currently, the scholarship application, if they can provide proof that they qualify for free and reduced lunch program, if they can submit that letter to us, that takes care of all of their proof of financial need, which just makes it so much easier for them. They don't have to go through all of that. So it's a much easier process. In 2021, we had 72 adults pool fee waivers, 132 children, for a total of 204. In 2022, there were 101 adults, 176 children, for a total of 277. And in 2023, 100 adults, 176 children, for a total of 276. The 2023 estimate value was $19,320. We estimated that on a season pass being the cost of $70. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you for that background, Kim. I guess I didn't really realize that people had to make multiple trips into the office for the.
It can, because
Yeah.
we have so many different pieces of documents that they need to bring in. They'll bring one and not bring the other, so they have to go back and get it and then come back again.
Right.
And that can happen multiple times.
Yeah, it seems like a really good improvement, so.
Yeah. The Scholarship Foundation program's going really well using that.
Remember talking about that in the past. Yeah, anything we can do to reduce barriers, I think, is great. So I'll move to approve the pool fee waiver application process for 2024.
Second?
Okay, and a roll call vote of all those in favor?
Kathleen Mills.
Aye.
Ellen Rodkey.
Aye.
Israel Herrera.
Aye.
Jim Whitlatch.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, motion carried. Thank you, Kim.
That's great work.
And then in C15, Tim will tell us about the Beeline closure for the Showers Plaza repair.
Good afternoon again, Commissioners. Tim Street, Parks Director. You will recall that last year we approved a policy regarding trail closures and where and when we would bring trail closures to the Board of Park Commissioners. Within that policy, there was a clause for emergency repairs as well. And in January, we had a pretty severe water main break underneath the Showers Plaza out here on a sub-zero night that ran for multiple hours and really tore up the plaza. So since then, a portion of the plaza has been closed and barricaded off, and the repairs themselves have been coordinated by City of Bloomington Utilities because it was a water main break, which is why we didn't come to you with the contract for the repair itself. Once CBU got a contractor lined up, they were ready to begin the repairs. We coordinated with the engineering department on a detour and agreed to start these on an emergency basis, given the hazardous nature of the pavers out there and the need to get those done and get everything put back together, ideally before the farmers market season begins, the first Saturday of April. So those repairs did begin last week. The detour is in place as shown in the packets. And per the policy, we still bring that to you for approval at the earliest meeting. Happy to answer any questions.
Okay, any questions for Tim about this plan and detour? No?
So it has started, right? February 21st?
Yes, it started last Wednesday. And we're hoping by the end of the week, we have a pretty good sense of how many more days it will take them. The work is pretty extensive to do the repairs, but should be right around 2 weeks total. So we're about 1 week into the 2 weeks.
Is that the blocking off and construction that we saw here arriving, or?
There's it. Well, which thing? There's 3 different things going on around City Hall. There's the Johnson's Creamery building, which
Right.
has some things. There's the Showers Plaza around the banquet sculpture out here. And then the front entrance is having storm sewer work done, and that's why it's closed off of Morton.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right.
They didn't ask us about that one.
Yeah. There are no more questions for Tim. We can have a motion.
Yeah, I will move to approve the Beeline closure at Showers Plaza to facilitate emergency repairs.
Second?
Okay, and a roll call vote. All those in favor?
Kathleen Mills.
Aye.
Ellen Rodkey.
Aye.
Israel Herrera.
Aye.
Jim Whitlatch.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. Thanks, Tim. And then we are removing C16 from our agenda for this evening, but I'm sure it will be back. And then C17 is a partnership agreement with Bloomington Football Club. Scott Peterson will tell us about that.
Hi, Scott Peterson again, Youth Sports Coordinator. We're recommending the approval of the agreement with Bloomington Football Club. They provide an affordable and effective youth soccer program within the city. Through a series of negotiations, we've both agreed to all the terms and just looking for approval for that.
Okay. Any questions for Scott about this?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right.
I'll move to approve the partnership agreement with Bloomington Football Club for 2024.
Second?
Okay, and a roll call vote. All those in favor?
Kathleen Mills.
Aye.
Ellen Rodkey.
Aye.
Israel Herrera.
Aye.
Jim Whitlatch.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. Thank you, Scott. All right, and then we have no reports this afternoon under D. And then we come to E, which is our public comment period. So if anyone would like to come up to the podium, you can sign in over there and tell us your name. And we'll also, Kim will check for any online comments.
If you would like to make a comment online, please raise your hand icon.
We knew you had to leave, so we were being really efficient.
Yeah.
It's the most efficient meeting. Maybe I should say that every time.
Yeah, that you have to leave early. Okay, all right. I don't see any public comment today, so then we will move back over to Tim for any announcements and tell us.
I do have a few tonight. And
Okay.
the first one is I'm going to officially not try to predict how long a meeting will take any longer. 'Cause I'm very wrong every time, it seems like. So thank you to staff, and I just want to give a shout out to our city attorney who's not here today, Audrey Brittingham, who works with us on all these things. This was a lot of documents to you, so thank you for your time and review of these as well. It was 30-something items this month, which is why I'm surprised that we're here and it's 4:39 p.m. So thank you to everybody who was involved in that, and Kim for the packet and all the work that goes in behind the scenes on these items. Lots of good stuff happening. This is traditionally a very busy meeting where we have a lot of contracts for the new year. We're starting to ramp up, getting seasonal staff posted. Seasonal staff training will be next month. We're doing all these partnership agreements for concessions and ball fields, and we got BFC in there, and we recognize, we've heard public comment from them in the past with a desire for more. We still very much want to, engage with them and talk with them and look at a long-term plan and see what it is we are able to do. A few other announcements. I just wanted to draw attention to one item in the consent calendar that was with autos parking marking. Recall last year we had some feedback and some news about the Beeline after we painted the center line, and there was a cyclist who struck someone coming down off of the Grimes Bridge. That contract that Steve worked on will actually hopefully put a couple things in to help mitigate. We can't control human behavior, but we are painting two slow markings on the top of the bridge going either way, and installing some slow sort of playground signs on either end of the congested switchyard area on the Beeline. The center line was installed in the fall. That actually had nothing to do with the incidents that happened in the fall, but we continue to evaluate that and its efficacy. A few events going on. This Friday is the Banneker Carnival, 5:30 to 7:30. And summer camp registrations for both Kids City and Banneker open this Friday. So we'll be having summer camp registrations coming up. The Bryan Park Playground will begin to be demoed early next month. Probably not quite as soon as next week, but maybe the week after. We're going to start taking components out to prepare for the April installation of the new equipment. I'm very excited to get that new playground in. That went out to the public, and I've seen a lot of excitement about the new equipment to come in there. That was funded through ARPA funds. Lastly, I'll just mention, yes, the eclipse is coming. We continue to work on that. We anticipate a lot of crowds in our parks that day. We've got a really great action team that has been meeting and talking about all the things we need to do to prepare ourselves for that. We will basically be having park staff stationed in parks that day, in parks where we anticipate crowds, as well as, of course, Switchyard, where we have a lot of programming. I encourage people to go to our website, just Google Bloomington Park Solar Eclipse, and you'll see all the great programming we have coming up for that. We'll, of course, have one more meeting and chance to talk about this right before it is upon us, but it is very much on our minds, trying to prepare for that. And the last announcement I have is I'll just say the next Park Board meeting is typically scheduled for the last Tuesday, the fourth Tuesday of March, March 26th, 4 to 5:30 p.m.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you, Tim. And with that, I'll adjourn the February meeting of the Bloomington Board of Park Commissioners.